the Federation is going to write, the Director Association.
We have breaking news coming in right now. Indian Navy's latest indigenous guided missile destroyer, the INS Surat, has successfully carried out precision cooperative engagement of the sea skimming target, marking another milestone in strengthening our defense capabilities. That's the breaking news we have right now. Indian Navy's latest indigenous guided missile destroyer, INS Surat, has successfully carried out a precision cooperative engagement of the sea skimming. This is sea skimming target, marking another big milestone, and that, of course, is once again a show of strength, and the strength of the Indian Navy is on full display. All right, visuals coming in. Visuals on your screen right now, viewers, are coming in. Visuals coming in right now as we speak of that test. A laser-guided missile destroyer carrying out a precision strike. All this coming in right after the attack, the dastardly attack on Indian soil. And Shravan Sen, senior editor, joins us live on the broadcast. Shravan, tell us more about this precision strike, this laser-guided missile destroyer that has carried out this precision exercise.
Well, in fact, this is a warning that has been sent out by the Indian Navy. This after Pakistan had basically issued a notification, and that notification was to carry out a surface-to-surface missile test of Karachi coast along its coastline within its exclusive economic zone. In fact, it was scheduled for 24th or 25th of April. And remember, now you have the Indian Navy essentially carrying out the test missile, the surface-to-surface test missile from the INS Surat. Remember, that's a destroyer from where it's a guided missile destroyer from where they have successfully carried out a precision comparative engagement of sea skimming target. Remember, the target goes over 300 kilometers. So it's a clear warning to Pakistan that if you basically carry out yours, then India would do so. That's the message that India basically sending across. This is after Pakistan had basically put out an official notification that they would be carrying out surface-to-surface missile testing, and that they would have done off the Karachi coast. Now we are being told that the Indian Navy has already done so, and this is a clear messaging that the forces have essentially done this after the CCS meeting that took place in the national capital, which was chaired by the Prime Minister, giving a clear signal to our forces to be absolutely in control, send across a message. And remember, the Prime Minister's message of dismantling terror groups also comes in sync with the messaging that we are essentially seeing from all the forces at this point in time. We are being told that as far as Air Force and the Army are concerned, there too there are preparedness drills that are being carried out right now. Now an official confirmation coming in from the Indian Navy that they have also carried out a guided missile from the guided missile destroyer, a surface-to-surface missile test, which has just been done a short while ago.
Pakistan is on tenterhooks, and of course it has frantically tried to hurriedly plan this missile test in Arabian Sea, but Indian Navy already has sent out a very, very strong message with this precision strike. The Indian Navy's latest statement coming in, viewers. I quote the Indian Navy here: "Milestone is a testament to Indian Navy's unwavering commitment to safeguarding the nation's maritime interests and its dedication to Atmanirbhar Bharat." And in fact, this is an exercise, of course. This is a test. This is an exercise. Let's be very clear. This strike is part of this exercise. Let me just clarify what we have reported, viewers. And this milestone, of course, coming in right after the Pahalgam attack. Shravan continues to be with us. Shravan, it's very important to send out a very, very important message, isn't it? What the unity is being shown by the countrymen, by the people of this country, and also as far as the forces are concerned. In these times, we have to stand united, stand together, and stand strong.
Well, Pakistan was completely acting in a panic mode. In fact, this official notification that was issued was just after the Pahalgam attack, and primarily this is the reason being they fear that there will be a retaliation, and India has made it abundantly clear that they will not stop here. And that is the reason why this message, which basically comes across from the Indian Navy, is a reciprocation to what we saw from Pakistan. Pakistan essentially wanted to carry out this test of the Karachi coast, and this would have been part of their economic zone where this test would have been carried out. Indian Navy has carried this out even before, sending across a message that you have a missile which has been jointly developed with Israel with a range of over 300 kilometers, making it very clear that this can very well go inside. And that is the reason why this message being sent across by the Indian Navy. At the same time, remember, similar sort of exercises are being carried out by the Air Force as well as the Indian Army. As far as what kind of an exercise that has been carried out by the Army and the Air Force is concerned, they haven't really put out any official details about it, but a clear indication now coming in from the forces, especially after the green signal that has been given by the government, that we are not going to step back and we are going to send across a very, very strong message. This comes in sync with what the Prime Minister said yesterday at the CCS meeting, making it very clear that the forces have been given a clear signal. When and how, it would be our choosing.
Absolutely, of course. There is an all-party meeting also this evening, as suggestions, and there will be discussions also on what will India do next, because in such times everyone has to come together, Shravan. But the messaging has to be constant, it has to be consistent, and it has to be intense. What we saw today, the Prime Minister, this is coming right after the Prime Minister's statement, as you just pointed out very correctly, Shravan, that everybody, anyone who was even remotely connected, the person who has carried out this attack, right from those who have backed this, will be identified and they will be brought to the book. That is the message, loud and clear, in Hindi, in English, not just to countrymen but also to the world, that India will not take it lie down. India will be, in fact, what he said, mitti mein mila denge. That's a very strong statement. He said that the time has come that 140 crore Indians will be now taking this revenge. It's time for revenge. We want revenge. The message is loud and clear. And a revenge, a retort, a reply, a response so hard that they will never ever forget. So, viewers, as we speak, this is the latest video we have from the Indian Navy, the milestone that has been recorded of this exercise. But the milestone it has, if we talk about, the highlight is that successfully carried out a precision cooperative engagement of a sea skimming target, and that is, of course, displaying the Navy's defense capabilities, and we continue to report on all the responses from India on this, but of course the options, there are three options that were decided on as far as the yesterday's CCS is concerned. That of course remains the matter that the government will be thinking on and planning what to do next, and all the Indians of course are together in this. As we speak, viewers, we are getting you more and more visuals and more updates as far as the exercise is concerned. India sending out a very, very strong message to Pakistan there. This is the INS Surat. INS Surat engaging a sea skimming target to send Pakistan a message after Pakistan was in a panic mode. We didn't even do anything and Pakistan was already in panic mode, and it started to announce that it is going to carry out a missile test in the Arabian Sea. And remember, the Coast Guard is also on alert. Indian borders are on alert given the high alert, given the security situation post this Pahalgam terror attack, viewers. But yes, India sending out a very strong message via its forces. The Navy sending out a strong message. Pakistan hurriedly planning a missile test in Arabian Sea. But before that, India has now shown their strength. It's a clear warning, a very, very clear, in-your-face warning to Pakistan with this precision cooperative engagement of the sea skimming target. A guided missile destroyer, INS Surat. There you have, that goes up in the air, carrying out this engagement and exercise, as India will not compromise at all this time. And we continue to demand justice for those 26 Indians, innocent Indians who were targeted.
Well, in fact, there is also a strong messaging by the Indian Navy by choosing the INS Surat itself, Rakshita, given the fact that this is one of the newly inducted guided missile destroyer of the Indian Navy with the capability of It has a displacement of about 7,400 tons. In fact, it has got the state-of-the-art weapon technology. And this particular missile that was basically selected by the Indian Navy, remember, has got a range of over 300 kilometers, which is right. It goes way inside Pakistan if at all India decides at any point in time. So there is certainly a messaging that India has done by choosing this very guided missile destroyer, because this wasn't essentially part of what was planned earlier. This wasn't a planned exercise. So it's clearly a message that they've sent after Pakistan basically officially announced that they're going to carry out an exercise on the 24th and the 25th, and that would be off the Karachi coast. So perhaps Pakistan thought that they would be trying to send across a message to India. India has now retorted, and this is exactly what we are seeing on your screens right now with this test that has been carried out by the Indian Navy.
Yes, Shravan, indeed, we also have defense expert DJ Singh who's joining us right now on the broadcast. Do you think that this is, of course, a big message, a very, very in-your-face message that is being sent out by Indian Navy as it carries out this precision cooperative engagement by INS Surat? So how do you see this? All right. All right, viewers, we continue to show you more updates on that. Republic continues to give you every detail. India's latest indigenous guided missile destroyer INS Surat successfully carrying out a precision cooperative engagement of a sea skimming target. Another milestone and a proud moment for Atmanirbhar Bharat. Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense as well.
Well, after the Prime Minister's strong message that the entire ecosystem of terror groups will be completely eliminated, after the Prime Minister's marathon CCS meeting in the national capital, the strongest message now being sent by India to Pakistan that we are not going to lie low, and perhaps Pakistan should be prepared for another strike, given the fact that the Prime Minister says that they're going to hunt down each and every terrorist involved in the Pahalgam attack. And now, as far as the forces are concerned, remember the forces are already carrying out multiple exercises in Jammu and Kashmir. As we speak, multiple combing operations are being carried out. Terrorists who have already been eliminated in the last 24 hours in multiple operations that have been carried out in Jammu and Kashmir region. And apart from that, now you have the Indian Navy choosing the guided missile destroyer INS Surat from carrying out a missile strike. In fact, this, what you see on your screens, was the test that was carried out by the guided missile destroyer INS Surat. The missile that was fired was a missile that was jointly developed with Israel, and of course with the capabilities that it possesses, it sent across a direct message to Pakistan that you dare not carry on with your activities, particularly with an official notification that Pakistan had basically put out by stating that they are going to carry out an exercise. In fact, within Pakistan right now, there are murmurs that are doing the rounds, and especially a worried Pakistan right now, because they fear that there's going to be a clear retaliation from the Indian side. And that is the reason why, in a panic-stricken Pakistan, perhaps whimpering at this point in time, with this kind of an exercise that has already been carried out. And this, as many would say, is just the tip of the iceberg. It's just the beginning. Well, in fact, on your screens right now, these are the latest visuals coming in of the test that was carried out. Let me just take you through some of the details that has now been put out by the Indian Navy of the exercise that was carried out. And this is what the Navy has stated with regards to what they have essentially achieved. They say that this is a milestone, and that they have been able to carry out this, and they say that this is their achievement in terms of their growing prowess in indigenous warship design, development and operations. They also say that this was a precision cooperative engagement of a sea skimming target, making a significant milestone in strengthening. Now, as far as this missile sea skimming target is concerned, remember, it can fly at a lower range, and the fact that it's a precision target that has been selected by the Indian Navy to test that, which is again a clear indication of where it is headed, how far can it reach, and what can it really strike. And that is perhaps the messaging that the Indian Navy is also doing. Sources also indicating that this was certainly not a planned exercise that the Indian Navy was doing so, but this is a messaging that has been done by the Indian Navy right now. Many more to basically come in the days to come, and not just from